we will go ahead and make use of the snapshot, and we will go ahead and learn some of these things. Now, to take the snapshot, it's very easy. Again, go back to your VM and just simply right click. When you right click, there are a couple of options, and one of the option being says snapshot. Within this menu, there are a few other options that says take snapshot, manage snapshot, delete all snapshot. So now let's go ahead and simply click it snapshot. So snapshot will go ahead and take, now we are being presented to specify a name of your snapshot that you want to assign. So we will go ahead and say VM with 2 files, and in the description you can go ahead and specify a description. There are a couple of options. Snapshot the virtual machine's memory. We are not interested in taking a snapshot of the virtual machine's memory at this stage, so I'll go ahead and leave that box unchecked. At the same time, I will go ahead and leave the quinsing option also unchecked, and just simply go ahead and click OK. And as you can see, create virtual machine template was just done. So now the process just got completed. And if I come back to the VM, and if I again right click on this VM, and if we go back to again take snapshot, there are a couple of options that are being presented right now here. If you see this revert to latest snapshot, this option was not available earlier. So now let's come back to the VM, and on the VM we will go ahead and delete this file. Let's say we will delete this test file 1. So simply go ahead and delete this file test1, and as well as remove this from the recycle bin. So that means we have completely removed the test1 file from that particular VM. Now let's go ahead and try to take one more snapshot after deleting that file. So we go back and we do take snapshot. Go ahead and give a name for your snapshot VM with 1 file. And again, we are not doing any memory snapshot for the virtual machines or anything. So let's go ahead and simply hit OK here. And this process should also be done pretty quick. And as you can see, the whole process was just completed successfully. Now let's go ahead and go back to our VM, and we will go ahead and create another file in this case, and we will call this file as test3. Now come back to your virtual machine, and if at this stage, if you go back and right click on your VM, and there are a couple of options. One of the options says manage snapshot. If you take a look at the snapshot, there are 3 different stages of the snapshot. One, it says a VM with 2 files. There is one with the VM with 1 file, and now we are here. We are here means we're at the place where now we have these 2 new files. So let's go ahead and take another snapshot at this stage. So I'll go ahead and right click and simply do a take snapshot VM with 2 new files. And this time we will go ahead and leave the snapshot, the virtual machine checkbox selected. So now in this case, we are also doing a snapshot of our virtual machine's memory. So now let's go ahead and simply click OK here. So when we do a snapshot of the virtual machine, it's going to take a little bit longer compared to the earlier snapshot that was done. So once this is done, we will come back. But as you can see, now there is another state that is being created. So once that is done, we'll come back. Our snapshot just got over. So now let's go ahead and again right click on the VM, and we can go to the snapshot and manage snapshot, or on the right hand side there is an option also says snapshot, so we can click on either one of the options. So now let's go ahead and click on snapshot. So when I click on the snapshot, right now you are here, but if you notice, we have a different icons. When we took a snapshot with the 2 files versus the one that we just took right now, their 2 icons are different. And the reason with this icon really indicates, okay, hey, we took a snapshot with the virtual machine's memory, and these are the 2 snapshots without the virtual machine's memory. And you are here in the current state, the VM. There are 2 files, test2 and test3. Now let's go ahead and try to revert back to one of the snapshots that we took earlier. So let's say in this case, you want to go back to the initial file when we had the file test1 and test2. We can click on this option, and there's an option that says revert the VM to the state it was in when the snapshot was taken. So let's go ahead and simply go to this particular snapshot. Current state of virtual machine will be lost unless it is saved in a snapshot. So that's okay. We will go ahead and simply go ahead and hit here yes. And as you can see, the revert snapshot was done. We just reverted to the previous snapshot. Now let's go ahead and simply power on the VM and take a look at. So let's go back to the console of our VM4. Now let's try to quickly log in to speed up the process, and it will be a few seconds. We should be able to log into the Windows. Now we just logged on to the Windows, and as you can see on our desktop, we have the test1 and test2 restored. The reason we reverted our virtual machine to the state when we started, where we had the files test1 and test2 created, and we had deleted those files. Now you can go back to any stage of the VM that you want using these different snapshots, and you can restore different files. Let's say when you are done with your work and you don't need the snapshot, if you don't need a single snapshot or all the snapshot, you can always go ahead and do that. Let's say we are with one file, this is the snapshot, we don't need anymore. We can just simply go ahead and delete a individual snapshot. So I can just simply go ahead and click next here. So we just went ahead and deleted that snapshot. Or if you don't want any of the snapshot on the VM, you can again right click on the snapshot. We have an option that says delete all the snapshot. Just remember one thing, when you are deleting the snapshot, in that case the snapshot files are being consolidated and written to the parent snapshot disk. Something to remember and keep in mind. So just simply go ahead and do a delete snapshot. This will consolidate and remove all the snapshot of the virtual machine. The snapshot will be consolidated to a single disk. Do you want to continue? Just simply go ahead and hit here yes. So it'll take a couple of seconds, and as you can see, the consolidation was done. Now we don't have any more snapshot. Now if I go back and refresh this VM one more time on the console, we just have our original file test1 and test2. So snapshot is a very good functionality that you can keep handy. Before you're making any major changes to your VM, you can always take a snapshot and later on you can work. If everything goes well, you can keep that snapshot and delete all the existing one. Or if something went wrong, you can always revert back to your original snapshot. That'll be all for this lab. I will see you guys in the next lab. Thank you.